Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the workshop. Fantastic to have you here, as today is episode 8 of the Spyhander project. Before we jump in, I'm going to thank today's sponsor, which is Raid Shadow Legends.
You mean the dark fantasy rope player game for mobile and PC?
Yes, I do! And if you sign up now, the link's in the description down below, and you happen to have an Amazon Prime membership, and you do it before February 9th, you're going to be claiming 3 epic skill tombs and 40 epic potions. There are future drops running through to April that include epic champions, XP boosts, legendary artifacts, and more. Check out how cool this is. This is one of the champions. This guy has a flamberged sword just like this Zweihander we're making. It's even got those pointy boys. There are so many champions that you can collect and play with, and the graphics and attention to detail on them are just incredible. You can battle in campaigns, have faction wars, or play in a player versus player arena. I'm gonna go into a campaign. And here we go, we're gonna launch an attack. This guy's down. And now onto this one, look at that. We're off to a good start here. Go, go, go. He's out of here. No, get him. There we go. There we go. On to the next one. It looks and feels like some of those great old school RPG games. There's great support as you get daily rewards by continuing to play. And you can invite your friends and create clans, so it's a good social gameplay too. As it's available for free for mobile and PC, you can play on either device and seamlessly hop from one to the other. We've already talked about the perks you can get if you already have an Amazon Prime membership, but even if you don't, some great stuff that you can check out by hitting my link in the description, because if you're a new player and you hit that link, you're gonna be getting 100,000 silver and a free epic champion Hex Weaver for free. Check out that epic champion. So thank you, Raid, for sponsoring this video, helping us employ some great people, have a great team, and make some cool projects. We will jump into the video now, where Will is going to be doing some incredible work on the Spyhander and making good progress.
That is a wiggly sword, Will. Yes, it is. Did a ton of grinding on it. We're at an 80 grit Trizact finish. I'm gonna take an angle grinder and cut out these points now, make it look a lot more like what that final shape is gonna be. Well, we got the pointy integral guards shaped up. They're looking fantastic. It's now time to move on to the tip and the tang. This ricasso area needs to get shortened considerably, and the tip is about 1.5 inches too long as well, and it's not pointy. We're gonna take care of that. So this blade is now ready to have the plunge lines ground on it. Right now they're pretty uneven and they're kind of swoopy, and we want them to be straight and even. So let's grab a file guide, get that sorted out. All right, we got those plunge lines cut in. It's just at a very rough 80 grit. We're gonna have to take it up to the same grit as the rest of the blade, but that's all I need for the file guide. I'm gonna go ahead and work the flats here a little bit more. They've got a lot of work that need to be done on them. That'll help me get the plunge lines how I want them on here as well before we move up our grits and then move on to grinding in le flamberg. Going to thin out the tip a little bit. Decided I was gonna use a work rest. Ended up catching the edge and the belt grabbed and sucked this thing into it and cut what I'm guessing is an unsalvageable amount into that tip. That sucks a whole lot. So, after miking it, right in the center there is at about 3.7, which is a little bit thicker than we even wanted to go with it. So, thank goodness I'm going to be able to save this. I've been freaking out for the last hour. Went and had lunch, tried to cool down. I hadn't even mic'd it yet, so all that freaking out was for nothing. Let's get back in the grinding room and fix it.
Alrighty, I'm going to interrupt progress on the Spyhander for us to do something very different. So, if you're following me on and the Alec Steele Co. on Instagram, you might well know we are hiring for a production blacksmith. And we actually have a chap coming here for his 1-week trial tomorrow. What we've done is we've put together a schedule for the week that is hopefully going to go over some important points of performance that we want to meet. Part of that is going to be doing some forging, part of that is going to be doing some grinding. And one of the projects that I want him to forge is a bottle opener. And so what I'm now going to do is very off topic from the Spyhander, but I'm going to make a bottle opener and go through some of the other projects, get them dialed in and ready for us to be able to teach it to him and see how he does working on them. Alrighty, I've done a few of these bottle openers. I made a great embarrassment of the first one, but this is the general idea of what I'm looking for. It's got a fuller on one side, a ball fuller, stamped in there, a little touch mark for popping open a bottle. One of the things that I also did is I made a hot cut hardy for this anvil because I haven't had a hot cut hardy big enough for it. We've been needing to put hot cut hardies in Will's anvil, so I took the opportunity to take a piece of steel and forge a Brazil style hot cut hardy just with the flat dies. So once that's ground up, that anvil is going to have a hot cut too. How are you doing?
I'm ground.
You're ground?
I'm ground. It's done been grinded.
Whole thing, oh my goodness gracious me. Will, you're a monster with the grinder. That's incredible.
I am tired.
What do you reckon? Hand sand now or after flamberge?
I think before flamberge, just in case there's any grinder slips or anything like that during the flamberge. And also we're gonna need to contour the
I think you said before, but you meant to say after.
We want to do the flamberge before hand sanding. So I was just about to jump back into the Spyhander, but I'm getting a little skeptical about my choice of project for this guy's trial a week. So I'm going to try something else to see if we can do something more power hammer focused. I'm going to forge a drift, see if that's going to be a good test project. I'm very happy with the makings of using a drift as a test project. I think that's going to work well. I think that's going to be a good way to test out, you know, how using the power hammer goes, how that all improves. So I'm happy with that. And now I'm going to get back to the guard and welding these things on. So I've got those bevels ground to A45, which is 400 grit, and it's now time to use the most beautiful color of Dykem that there ever. Stop! You're gonna spill it. You're gonna spill it. You're gonna spill it. So I'm Dykeming up the blade right now so that I can scribe some lines and then Sharpie in the contours of the flamberg.
So, Will, next step for you is obviously going to be grinding in the flamberg.
That's
How are you going to do it?
I'm going to do it with a grinder, a belt grinder specifically.
Are you worried about overheating it?
I am a little bit, but we're going to use a semi-fresh 60 or 80 grit belt, something that we're not going to be ruining the belt by doing this with it.
But we're also going to be able to take some heat away in the actual chip and the spark.
Yes,
Awesome.
That's the
Very
plan.
good, very good.
Let's do it.
Great, good luck.
Thank you.
I hope you don't cut it in half by accident.
Me breaking a project in half when we're 3 weeks in, I would never. Which is...
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Will Stelter. Oh my goodness gracious me! What's next, Will?
It is now time to bevel the flam bottom of the flamberg. This is not going very well. I am not thrilled at all with what I've done here. It looks all right, and I think it'll be okay. I'll be able to blend it out with a lot of hand sanding and make it look good. Just started off kind of rough and continued being rough the whole time. Started off with a small wheel attachment that was too small, and that just ended up digging in way too deep, way deeper than I wanted it to be. And from there, it was just slightly ups and downs as I moved along and had to regrind the bevels to get some of the wonky shapes out of there. It's just been a rough day. I wish I could take a nap, but we're gonna keep on going. Try to get this thing sorted out with some blending and some maybe scotch brighting, probably a lot more grinding. We'll see. What do you think, Alec?
Good luck. After about 3 weeks, it's now time for me to actually weld these. I've still got a lot more work to do on blending in these welds with the carbide burrs. How about you, Will?
I decided that I want to sleep on this before going back into the grinding room and potentially ruining the project.
Well, be careful. It does look very sharp. We are going to call it there for an episode, though, guys. So thank you so much for coming along. Big thank you to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this episode. We will see you all very soon on Spyhander 9. Thank you. Bye-bye.